Are you looking for new professional wrestling content? Then look no further than the Anthony Graves Pod. You can join the community right now by searching the Anthony Graves Pod onto YouTube and hitting that subscribe button. And by doing so, you join the community of zombies and walk among the tombstones on the Graveayrd Shift podcast. And what do you expect to see? I got you covered. Professional wrestling news, rumors, updates, and live show reviews. We cover all the latest reports in the wrestling world every Tuesday and Thursday night on YouTube, as well as live in-studio shows at WNUW 98.5 FM. Not to mention professional wrestling interviews with professional wrestlers and wrestling clips. And that's just the surface. It doesn't begin to include gaming streams every Friday night and live shows at places like Bertucci's in Springfield, Pennsylvania, and at other wrestling conventions. It's the place to be for all your favorite professional wrestling content. Become a zombie today and join the Anthony Graves Pod. I'll see you there. Hello, everybody. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if you can hear me right now live via YouTube and Twitch. The Anthony Graves Pod here today. And what a roller coaster of emotions that we got tonight with WrestleMania. First thing I need all of you to do is make sure to hit those likes. We got a couple people coming in here already. We got about 8 people right now watching. Hit the like button. Support the channel. If you're not already subscribed, subscribe now. And let's get to see who's already in here. Steven Chambers, give me the thumbs up. Thank you, good sir. Sam, also, if this is your first time in the channel, I appreciate you coming in. We're going to talk about that right here, right now on the Anthony Graves Pod. And go over the whole show. I believe I still have my Google Slides from last night. They might not be in order because honestly, after the main event, what has happened tonight, I'm kind of speechless. I am kind of speechless because I honestly thought we were building up to this moment, a moment where Roman Reigns was going to lose the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And that obviously did not happen tonight. Oh, Vito Man, my man Vito Man is in here. What is up, Vito? How are you doing, man? Tonight was heartbreaking. Heartbreaking to say the least. And also becoming a zombie today. Thank you, Nightbot. Appreciate it. The run of Roman Reigns has spanned for now 946 days now, I believe. When I was on Bad Booking with Chase, Anthony Blackwell Jr., and Mark, Chase made a very good point. Do we really need champions to have a reign that lasts 1,000 days that is not 1983 anymore? I have loved every bit of Roman Reigns. His run has been incredible thus far with the titles. There obviously has been a few hiccups, but nonetheless, his run has been great. Tonight, I believe, was the wrong decision. And it's Stephen Chambers' point right here. It looks like Roman Reigns is going to reach 1,000 days. Now, what does this mean for the company? If you didn't see the news, it's been overshadowed basically because of how big WrestleMania has been. But Vince McMahon is back to being an employee in WWE, and there are current rumors right now to where WWE and the UFC may come together. Funny how that has all kind of been, it's been happening, but WrestleMania has been more of the spotlight because it is wrestling's biggest time of the year. Did WWE not want to drop the titles because of that? What does this mean for Cody Rhodes? Where does Cody Rhodes go from here? Cody Rhodes had everything built up into this match. Is it going to be the comeback story that I mentioned on Bad Booking, to where Cody Rhodes will win the Money in the Bank and cash in for an opportunity at SummerSlam, and Cody Rhodes wins in Detroit? Will Cody Rhodes win the King of the Ring if WWE decides to actually bring back the King of the Ring? But I think there's a little bit of hypocrisy here. And you could say that there's different situations, and I'll completely understand. But I believe that when you have that one moment, you have one moment to create in time to where Rhodes gets that championship, to have that star get that championship. A couple years ago, Bray Wyatt went up against Seth Rollins, and Bray Wyatt didn't get his moment. And that derailed a lot of his momentum. And he won it a second time, but was it as good as the first? Will Cody and Roman be able to replicate what they did tonight? The match itself was great. They had a great match in that ring. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. But when Cody Rhodes hit that crossroads and he went up to do another one, he went up for that third one. Solo Sikoa did the Samoan spike, and Roman Reigns speared Cody Rhodes and crushed everybody's hopes that Cody Rhodes was going to win the World Heavyweight title. Now, I said on my show, I said that Cody Rhodes going in here, WWE is going to care more about the moments that happen, not just about the achievements. But it looks to be, to Steven's point, that Roman Reigns is going to be champion for 1,000 days. Sam says in the chat, and Sam, if it's your first time here, I appreciate you being here as well. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. I think Cody Rhodes will get a rematch at Money in the Bank in London, beat Roman Reigns. And again, you make a great point. He could do it in London. It could be a great moment in London. But for me, that first moment means so much. To win it in that very moment would have been the Cinderella story, the icing on the cake that WWE has told with this storyline. Curbs is live is in the chat, my man, the fantasy booker. And he said, this tainted this WrestleMania for me. Very stupid idea. And I don't get it. We have the opportunity to, and this was the beauty about Roman's run, in my estimation, because it was to get Roman Reigns to the point where he becomes one of the greatest WWE stars of all time, and whoever beats Roman Reigns is going to be the guy. That would have been tonight. And that wasn't it. That was not it. You know, man, everyone was sure it was a lock. WWE gave us the swerve. And yeah, they did give us a swerve, bro, in the words of Vince Russo. But to that point, will Cody Rhodes winning the championship at another point have the same effect? I don't know. I'm hoping that WWE does give us a rematch. I'm still hoping that Cody Rhodes will eventually be WWE World Heavyweight Champion. But right now, we're probably setting in for Roman Reigns to be champion. Guys, I would not be surprised, and this is the one thing I'm not going to do on this show right now. I am not going to guesstimate when Roman Reigns is going to be dropping the title, because in all honesty, he could be champion until WrestleMania 40 when it is in Philadelphia. If you do not believe me, we have said the same thing when Drew McIntyre was going to win. It didn't happen. When Sami Zayn had that match, everybody thought that there was that possibility that Sami Zayn was going to be champion. That did not happen. And everybody thought going into this, like Vito said, that Cody Rhodes was going to go in and become the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. He has everything to him, and it didn't happen. WWE kept the championships on Roman Reigns. Now, Stephen Chambers said earlier, I saw this in the chat, that Night 2 didn't live up to the hype. I thought that it somewhat did, to be honest. I thought that Night 2 was pretty solid overall. Was it better than Night 1? I don't think so. But I thought it was good. I thought it was good. Cody Rhodes losing kind of threw a wrench in that. And it's going to throw a wrench into some people's, ideas of what this show was. When they go back and they think about this show, they're going to think about when Cody Rhodes did not beat Roman Reigns and Roman Reigns continued his championship run. I love the fact that Roman Reigns has been able to have this championship run, but I'm in agreement with CR Media Chase, my boy. This did not need to end that way. I really didn't. It's the God philosophy. Feels like the type of thing where the obvious choice, because it was the right one. Cody Rhodes winning the title later is disappointing. I completely agree with you. It's the same thing with Bray Wyatt. The story was perfect. 16 years, undesirable to undeniable. The Bloodline story done to perfection, and then they didn't do it. And it values the greatness of the last 9 months. I completely agree with you. Night 2 sucked, says Ravishing Ricky Ramon. What's up, man? Looks like Vince booked Night 2 and HH booked Night 1. Cody Rhodes got robbed, says Christian. Christian, what's up, man? How you doing? You should have known Roman was going to win. Well, there was a part of me, and I said this on multiple shows. Roman Reigns could have gone into WrestleMania and beat Cody Rhodes because it would have been surprising. And not only that, every time that WWE has thought that they were going to, the fans thought you were going to have that moment where Roman Reigns was going to drop the titles, it did not happen. And clearly, it did not happen here. It did not happen at all. And it's crazy. Ravishing Ricky Ramon, how about Gunther retaining, making the IC title important? I'm going to get to that in a minute. I'm going to read Christian's comment first. He needs his bloodline to win every match. God, I'm annoyed. And and again, I'm not necessarily mad at that because that keeps the heat going with Roman Reigns. That, he says that he is the tribal chief, but he keeps having to have help win. I like that because, he's supposed to be a bad guy at the end of the day. That builds into it. I'm going to get back to Ravishing Ricky Ramon here. Gunther retaining. Nobody saw that coming either. And that was a great match for the Intercontinental title. Gunther retains the championship, and I was shocked. I thought we were going to have a new champion. Obviously, triple threat match. A lot of people were calling for Sheamus to win. A lot of people were I called for Drew McIntyre to win as the wild card of that match. But Gunther ended up being the wild card, and he won. And honestly, I'm okay with that. You're building up Gunther to kind of be the guy. He kind of has the honky talk man, or he could have that honky talk man reign to him. And that was a very, very good match. I enjoyed a lot of it. And Christian, exactly. Drama. That's what brings everybody back. And, say what you will, Vito does have a point. It's going to bring everybody back and bring more attention because now more people are going to want to see Roman beat more than ever. But again, was tonight the night? Should have been tonight. Hoping that Sheamus was going to win, but it was an awesome match. It was a banger. Banger after banger. Real quick, we're going to head over to my YouTube channel. I'm going to put the link in the chat right now. If you are not already a zombie, make sure to join the zombified nation here. Coming to 600. I've been counting on the way to 2K. So make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're in the chat for the first time tonight. And if you follow the link that is in the chat, you can vote in the poll about WWE WrestleMania Night 2. and basically choose what you thought about the show. So right now we have 22 votes in. Go to the community tab, go vote on it, and then come right back here. We'll look at this at the end of the night. 68% of you said that it was an amazing show. 14% said it was a good show. 14% it was not good, not bad in the middle, and 5% said that it was terrible. I don't think that the show was all the way terrible. It's not even up. There we go. Thank you, Stephen Chambers, for that. I don't think the show was all the way terrible, but I think a lot of people are going to be disappointed that Cody did not walk away with the championships tonight. So make sure to go ahead, vote in the poll, come back here, and we will look at that at the end of tonight. As this WrestleMania Night 2 is in the books. Crazy, guys. What a night that it has really been for wrestling in general. What a 2-night WrestleMania as well. I think overall it was pretty good. I don't think night 2 lived up quite to night 1, but I don't think it was all the way terrible. All right, there we go. All right, boom. So that was our first match of the night. We're going to go over the show chronologically if I can. I'm just going to drink some water real quick. I am losing my voice. Make sure hit that subscribe button as well. Support the channel today. The opening to this show, it was Brock Lesnar and the mighty Omos. Now, I was not really looking forward to this match. A lot of people online were giving this flack, and they were not excited to see it. I didn't really care that much because there was no storyline that was really built into it. Lashley and Lesnar just kind of ended out of nowhere. And Lashley, guys, did not play any role in tonight's show. He came out with the Andre the Giant Memorial Trophy, and that was it. He had no he had no involvement in the show tonight. There was no open challenge, none of that. So this match, it was not terrible. I think it is a good thing that it opened the show, because if it was after some of these matches, I don't think it would have been received very well. Lesnar won. I predicted it right. He got the F5 and got the win. I don't think at this point that the Hurt Business will be coming back in WWE. If you still do, I would not hold out hope, because it seems like that kind of just dropped out of nowhere. And I don't think that it's going to be coming back anytime soon. Lesnar gets the win. And, what do you do with Omos after this? What is Brock Lesnar going to do after this? Are they going to have a rematch? Who knows? Who really knows? It's hard to really say. I don't know what you do with these guys. But Lesnar got the win, and that, I think WWE should kind of just leave it there. It was okay. It was nothing breathtaking at all. It was just a solid big man versus heavyweight match. That's really how it was. I don't think it was anything you would go out of your way to see. But Lesnar got the W against Omos. That was a Vince booking. Brock refused to wrestle Bray Wyatt. And again, you could be right about that, but I don't understand why Brock and Lashley was suddenly just dropped to do Brock and Omos and then Bray Wyatt and Bobby Lashley. It just didn't make any sense at all. One way or another, any way you look at it, there is really no storyline significance as to why they did it that way. The men's showcase last night was pretty good. I was hoping that the women's showcase match would try to live up to that. It was okay. I don't think it was terrible, but it definitely was not as good as what the men's match was on night 1. Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler won. Again, I think a lot of people called this.
and rightfully so. Um, there was no other team that was really going to walk out of here with the win. And I would have been shocked if that were to be the case. It's cool. Natalia did a double sharpshooter. We got some cool spots in it, but it ended up with Ronda Rousey, I believe, making Shotzi Blackheart tap out, if I'm not mistaken. And Ronda and Shayna won, and that was kind of it. Even Chambers mentioned should have did a fight pit match, Brock versus Lashley. I think that would have been good. That would have been very good. Vito Man, too predictable. And Steven Chambers says Ronda and Shayna for the tag titles. Yeah, that could be the way we go here. We go Becky Lynch and Lita defending against Ronda and Shayna Baszler heading into Backlash. I think that could definitely be something to see. This match was a highlight of the show, and it was physical. It was great. Walter, a.k.a. Gunther, versus Drew McIntyre and Sheamus for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Guys, the Intercontinental Championship was not defended on WrestleMania 38. Clash at the Castle was actually the first time the title was defended on a pay-per-view since WrestleMania 37. That was a year and about 6 months difference. The Intercontinental Championship feels important again. And everybody in this match made it important. And I have to agree with Vito. It definitely is a match of the night contender. This was brutal. Gunther ended up getting the victory, doing a power bomb. He power bombed Sheamus onto McIntyre's neck. Then he picked up McIntyre and did a power bomb to him and got the W. I am okay with Gunther retaining. I thought that it was a very good triple threat match. And, Gunther has proved himself. And I'm really happy that WWE have been building him up to be that guy. Because we have another mid-card championship that is really elevated again. And I'm glad that the IC title feels important. Steven Chambers, Sheamus and Gunther's chests look like hamburger meat. Yeah, they really did. It was as physical as it gets. We thought it was going to be really physical. And WWE, to their credit, did swerve us with this one. And Gunther ended up retaining the Intercontinental Championship, which I would agree is probably a match of the night candidate for sure. We had Bianca Belair against Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship. I predicted this one right, and Bianca Belair retains the championship. She has been Raw Women's Champion for a year now. I did not think that Asuka was really going to defeat Bianca Belair. I would have been really shocked if that were to be the case. And you know what? Bianca Belair and Asuka put on one hell of a match. I enjoyed a lot of it, and Bianca Belair got the job done with the KOD. I thought their entrances were also really cool for this match. And, Bianca Belair, I wouldn't mind seeing her against Rhea Ripley in a title unification match. I think that'd be really cool. I think this was also a great match. Was it better than Rhea and Charlotte? I don't think so, but that's not to say that this match was bad at all. This was a good match. I enjoyed it a lot. Bianca's going to be that champion that is going to be a staple for the women's division. And I'm okay with that because Bianca Belair is great. She is so talented. And I'm glad that WWE are continuing her reign. And I'm really happy with that. Vito Man, solid match. Steven Chambers says he was hoping Asuka would win, but he wasn't surprised that Bianca Belair retained. Fact Sister from India. What is up, my man? Give us a subscribe. We're going over WrestleMania right now. We're going over the whole card. I appreciate you jumping in here. Right now, it is 12:21 a.m. I appreciate you coming in here all the way from India and supporting the channel tonight as we talk about WrestleMania Night 2. And I love all of you that are in here right now. Make sure to become a zombie today and join the zombified nation. Family from last night is back as well. A new viewer from last night. I appreciate you coming in here again. Man, the ending, shake my head. We'll talk about that as well more in-depthly as we get to the end of the show, as I kind of talked about it in the beginning. Yes, I think everybody is a bit heartbroken that Cody Rhodes did not win the championship. tonight. And the other thing to note here, I don't have a slide for it. Oh, wow. You watched WrestleMania at 5:30 in the morning. Wow, man. That's dedication. But I think everybody loves sports entertainment, professional wrestling here. So I would probably do the same thing if I had that time difference. A thing to note, wasn't put on the show. Oh, same for iFamily as well. 5:22 right now. That's crazy, guys. I appreciate you guys being in here and staying up. I know that it's for right now. For me, it's a Monday morning now, and I got to be up for 8. So I appreciate you guys coming in here and supporting the channel. Everybody that's in here, I think we got 14 viewers in here. So thank you all so much. Before we get to Edge and Finn Balor, I forgot to mention this. It was Shane McMahon versus The Miz. Now, again, we had another match where Snoop Dogg basically put The Miz. They put The Miz in another match, and Shane McMahon came out. And honestly, we haven't seen Shane in a while. I don't mind Shane McMahon coming out and, being a part of the show because I like Shane McMahon. But Shane McMahon ended up getting hurt in the first minute of this match, which the match basically kind of dissolved, and Snoop Dogg got involved and basically impromptu punched The Miz, and the referee called for him to do the people's elbow and pin The Miz. And that is a good question, Fact Sister. Why did Shane McMahon come out? I don't understand that either. I really don't. And I don't have an explanation for you for why Shane McMahon came out to the ring and wrestled tonight. It was out of nowhere. Again, I was hoping that we were going to get Jay White. I really was. But we didn't get that. And it looks like Jay White might not be signing with WWE unless we get something tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown or possibly even NXT. Good save from Snoop. I agree, Vito. He did make a pretty good save and kind of, kept the Mania moment because it'll be something that, would have been good. Makes no sense. Shane is there. Had to be last minute. I don't think it was last minute. I think that was definitely pre-planned, but him getting hurt, I mean, it's a shame. I feel bad for him. Kept on calling himself the best in the world. Or LA Knight. I would love to see LA Knight on the show, but I do not want to see him in a random match. LA Knight deserves better than to kind of be put in that. It should have been somebody that either was a legend returning or somebody that was going to debut and make a statement. I don't really think that you throw LA Knight or Bobby Lashley in a random match against The Miz. It just doesn't make any sense. Eric, what is up, my man? Thank you for coming in here tonight. Shane is actually 53 years old. That's wild. I was absolutely distraught for Cody's L, man. Me too. Cody won. He did not win. He did not win at all. Fact Sister, Roman Reigns won. I'm happy today. You might be the only one that is happy in here. I mean, I don't mind Roman Reigns. Don't get me wrong. I love his run that he has had, but I think tonight should have been the night Cody would have won. But, Roman is still one of the best in the world. There's no doubt about that. Let's keep on topic, though, because we got to go over that and this other one that came before it, Edge and Finn Balor. Now, getting back to Shane as well, there was some injuries tonight that were kind of concerning. I felt bad for Shane McMahon. Edge and Finn Balor, and it was Edge, actually. He came out to Slayer, and Finn Balor was the demon. Edge actually threw a ladder at Finn Balor's face, and that was pretty scary. Finn Balor, I thought, almost had a concussion, and I was about to be like, oh no, I hope the show, I hope his show's not cursed, with these guys getting hurt. I don't want to see anybody get hurt, especially the likes of Finn Balor, because Finn Balor is such a great athlete. I was hoping he didn't have a concussion. It looked like he had a cut, and they had to have the medical team come in and stitch him up and fix him up. And, it was a pretty good Hell in a Cell match for what it was. I almost thought that it was short. I would have liked to seen a little bit more time go into it, but it seemed like WWE tonight, they wanted to do the Hall of Fame, and kind of spotlight them. There was a lot of ads tonight too, which I didn't really understand that much, but obviously WWE being the corporate machine that it is, it's going to, have a lot of sponsors and a lot of people want to get on this show to be put on. So I get it. But I kind of wished that it would have went on a little bit longer with the cell match. Cody should have won. That's what I meant. Okay. I feel that Roman has no equal. Like for the past pay-per-views, I know he's going to win. Like Cena had Orton, and equal. Taker had Edge. Yeah, you do make a good point. Edge wearing a Batwing jacket with a disco ball mask. I thought it was a pretty cool entrance for Edge. I really did like it. Who will dethrone Roman Reigns? I guess we'll have to talk about that when we get to Roman and Cody Rhodes, and we'll get to that right now because I know that's probably a big talking point right now in the community. $22 million from sponsors this WrestleMania. Wow. And that's a big figure, guys. That is a very big figure. That is crazy. TurboTax was interrupting my Cody versus Roman match. There you go. So the main event of this show, Roman Reigns against the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. The entrances, everything was on point with this match. I felt like it was the sports entertainer going one-on-one with the pro wrestler. It was that kind of match. It was a very old school kind of match, the way it was kind of built around, and I liked it. I liked the fact that it felt like that, match you could probably see from the Attitude Era. And obviously, Cody Rhodes with Cody Cutter and Roman Reigns with Superman Punch. Obviously, you still have moves from the modern era. But the way that it felt, a nice table bump by Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns catching Cody with a midair Superman Punch was also great. I figured the Usos were going to come out. I figured Zayn and Owens were going to come out. The interference at the end, I was kind of hoping that they were going to reverse the call, similar to MJF and Bryan Danielson. That's what I was kind of hoping. But, obviously the heel's going to keep their heat and they're going to keep it going. So they kept that going. And yeah, Roman Reigns is still your WWE Undisputed Universal Champion. I liked how WWE booked Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. And that's the thing, is that everybody is entitled to their opinion. And no opinion is wrong. But I feel like in this case scenario, Cody should have been the guy to do it here. They set up the story perfectly, and we didn't get it. It just did not happen. Now, could you be on to something? Could you be on to Cody Rhodes wrestling him at SummerSlam or Money in the Bank? Very well could be. And, maybe the bloodline finally turns on Roman, seeing how Roman is not there for them when they have championship matches. That could very well be the case. Yes, Cody Rhodes, he had a moment with his child and Brandy, and he gave his belt to Brody Lee's son, which was a great moment. Now, I mentioned again, I'm going to bring up bad booking. When we were on that show, I mentioned that it could very well be the case that Cody Rhodes doesn't walk out of WrestleMania with the gold. Am I surprised that he did not walk out? No, I'm not surprised, because WWE has done this many times before. So it's not a shocker. However, how many times are you going to have somebody almost have their moment and Roman completely cut them off? Roman has beat them all at this point. Who is next? Do you have Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns again? Because if Cody is going to wrestle Roman at SummerSlam, well, we need somebody to fill the gaps now. Who's going to fight Roman at Backlash? Who's going to face Roman at Money in the Bank? What do we do? Does Roman hold the titles all the way until WrestleMania 40? That's a legit question. And getting back to some of your guys' comments as well here, guessing triple threat, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Cody Rhodes. I could see that as well. I thought that Rock versus Randy, or Rock or Randy, will come out at the end or in between the match. That would have been nice to see. That's what it felt like. I thought Rock versus Solo. Keep shoving Rock down our throats until The Rock decides to stop making movies. Bobby needs a chance. I mean, Bobby Lashley and Roman Reigns, I wouldn't mind seeing that, to tell you the truth. Is that going to happen? I don't know. I really, guys, I really don't know who you put in this championship picture now. I don't know if Seth Rollins beats Roman Reigns. I think Cody Rhodes is still going to be their guy. They're going to continue to build that story. Yeah, and I don't know. I don't know, guys. I'm kind of, I honestly, it also has been a long weekend for me as well, but I honestly, I don't know what to think right now. How do we now do this storyline? How is this going to play out? Roman Reigns still WWE Undisputed Champion. He has no equal. That's the problem. Yesterday's match, Logan versus Seth, was awesome and funny too. Yeah, that was a good match, Fact Sister. I enjoyed that a lot. What those two did, I thought that was very good. Bray Wyatt, I honestly think the Bray Wyatt ship has sailed. I think that's over. I also don't think Bray Wyatt should be the guy to take the titles off of Roman Reigns at this point. Sorry, I had to take a drink. Losing my voice a little bit. KSI versus Roman Reigns. I don't think that's going to happen. But I mean, it's really hard to say. Where do we go from here? How do we get now to the point where Roman Reigns is not champion anymore? Who beats him at this point? It leaves you with a lot of questions heading into Monday Night Raw, which I'm assuming is what WWE wanted. Before I catch up with more of your comments as well, become a zombie today. Join the community right now of zombies. We're on the way to 2K right now, and I appreciate all of your support as we continue with the Anthony Graves pod. And I appreciate you being here, no matter where you are, what time zone you're in. I appreciate you all being here because it really means a lot to me right now. We got about 13 people in the chat. I appreciate you all so much. I would really love old evil Randy to come back and punk kick the heads of the bloodline like he did before with the new Nexus, and then one-on-one Randy wins. I wouldn't mind Randy and Roman Reigns, but for me, I would really hope that WWE decides to give the championships to somebody who's never been world champion. So at least you could build up that future guy. Build up LA Knight for a run at the title. I wouldn't mind that either, but I think it's too soon. Unless you are building to a match at WrestleMania 40. Are they having a draft after Mania? I believe so, but I don't think it's going to be on Monday. I think it's going to be possibly, maybe 2-3 weeks from now. We'll have to really see what announcement WWE will make, whether there is a draft or not. AJ Styles should face Roman Reigns. That would be a great match. Again, I don't think AJ is going to be taking the titles. I thought that Roman would lose today, but it was a surprise. I can't tell you, and I don't want to say their names on here for privacy, but I can't tell you how many people texted me. And a lot of it was, You know, WTF? Roman Reigns. Gianna Graves texted me and basically said, "Tell everybody in the stream I'm sad." I'm getting so many DMs on Instagram right now that Cody Rhodes is not the champion. I'm getting a lot of Snapchats right now saying, "What the hell? Cody Rhodes should be the champion." And I can't disagree with them. I really can't disagree with them. I don't know what to I don't know what to say. I really don't. Or Bronson Reed, eventually even Braun Breaker. Again, I think it's too soon for those guys. Unless Roman Reigns is going to be champion for another 1,000 days. Carmelo or Braun Breaker, again, like I said, does Roman Reigns hold it for another 365 for them to do that? Because it's a lot of buildup to put into a character. Legacy should form back. I don't think Ted DiBiase Jr. will be coming back, but I wouldn't mind Cody having another ally and Randy Orton to neutralize everything. That would be pretty cool to see. But again, I don't know if that's going to happen. We do have new tag team champions in Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Now, how will that play into the bloodline? Will Roman Reigns start kind of friction because of that? Because they did not win? That could very well be the case. That could very well be the case for us. Could Jey Uso decide to turn on Roman Reigns and we get another Jey Uso and Roman Reigns match? I wouldn't be opposed to seeing that, but it's crazy the effect that these two have had on the bloodline. I don't think either of them will become World Heavyweight Champion at this point, but it'll be interesting to see where the Usos fare after WrestleMania. Gunther would be an interesting choice. However, I don't really think he's built as a face. So I don't know if WWE would want to do the match. And he's still the Intercontinental Champion. So I'm not sure how they would necessarily do that. But that would be a very interesting matchup there. Yeah, I believe DiBiase has something. I don't know if it's fraud, but I think he has some kind of issues going on. And I think he retired about 10 years ago. So I don't think that's going to be in the cards. No Cody, no Randy, no Sammy and Kevin. The Gunther match was great. I agree. It definitely was great. Bloodline versus Imperium would be very interesting to see. Everybody acknowledge in the chat, RJB. What is going on, my man? RJB, welcome back. Bloodline versus Judgment Day. I wouldn't mind seeing that. And Eric's, you're saying as a faction? No, that would be interesting. That'd be an interesting way to kind of get back at the Bloodline and then have Cody beat Roman and then eventually build to a Cody and Randy Orton match. I think that would be pretty interesting to see. And while we're here, guys, I'm going to go over what matches that I kind of got right, what matches I got wrong. So, and I think a majority of them I did get right. But here we go. Theory and Cena from night one. I predicted Theory was going to win. Theory did win. Street Profits won. I predicted that as well on my prediction show. Seth Rollins won. I predicted that as well. I picked Damage Control for this match. I still think they should have won, but Team Becky ended up winning. We had Rey Mysterio versus Dominic Mysterio. I predicted this match wrong, and Dominic Mysterio ended up getting the W over, Rey Mysterio got the W over his son, Dominic, which was a very good match, by the way. This was also my match of the night, Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley, where Rhea Ripley won. I predicted that one right as well. And this one as well, Sammy and Kevin won the tag team titles from the Usos. I predicted Kevin and Sammy. Brock and Omos predicted this one as well. Brock Lesnar got the W over Omos. Predicted Ronda and Shayna were going to win the Women's Showcase match, and that's exactly what happened. We had Gunther Roman Reigns, Sheamus, and Gunther ended up retaining. I picked Drew McIntyre to win. Bianca and Asuka. Bianca retained. I picked Bianca to win. Edge and Finn Balor. Edge won, beat the Demon, predicted Edge, and I lost in the prediction one for this match. Roman Reigns retained the championship. Damian Priest would have been a really good champion if he is built right. Wouldn't mind that either. Would not mind that either. Boring Banana, what is going on? Roman Reigns is the weakest looking champion in WWE history. He never wins clean, always with the help of the Usos and Solo Sikoa. And again, that is the name of the game, being a heel of Roman Reigns, being that heel champion. He's going to resort to that kind of stuff. Now, I don't remember the last time, though, that Roman has actually won cleanly. Unless it was against Kevin Owens. I could be wrong. I think he beat Riddle clean. I remember that at least. I think that was it, though. That was the last time he won clean. It was either Riddle or Kevin Owens. So, Fact Sister, Theory versus Cena was the poorest match in WrestleMania, according to me. I did not like the match. I thought it was okay, but man, I get John Cena's putting over the new talent, but he did not even do an AA in that match. I think he should have did a little bit more. Eric agrees with Boring Banana. Vito Man, winning formula. Ric Flair had the Horsemen. And yeah, that's what they're kind of doing. The Bloodline is almost the Four Horsemen. They are undoubtedly one of the best stables ever, if not one of the greatest stables ever in WWE. Same old with Reigns. Time for a new champion. I thought tonight was going to be the night, man. And WWE pulled the fast one on us, and it did not happen. And it's tough to see where we go. I'm going to assume that Cody and Reigns is going to continue. And maybe I have a different outlook on Tuesday when I do my show on WNUW 98.5 FM. Nice plug. And also on YouTube. I will be live probably during the week at some point later on to kind of talk about Raw and SmackDown and maybe even AEW, kind of to see what AEW does on Wednesday, kind of counter program what WWE has kind of been doing because they have a lot of attention right now. And, I don't know, with this potential sale, how this will affect WWE. I hope Triple H will stay in, creative control of what he is doing. But I don't know, guys. I don't know. I mean, obviously, Cole and Corey Graves sounded very free tonight on the commentary table. Sounded like they could just kind of be themselves. But again, I could totally be wrong. I don't know, guys. Vinnie Mac must be fully in control. Who beat Bruno Sammartino? That is a very good question that I do not have off the top of my head. So I'm going to look that up on Google right now. Superstar Billy Graham beat Bruno Sammartino. Bianca's match against Asuka was weak. I felt Balor versus Edge was weak. I disagree. I like those matches. I didn't think they were terrible. If you're comparing them to night one, then yes, they kind of were weak. But again, Finn Balor kind of got hurt in that match, and I think that's why they kind of cut it down a little bit. I'd rather Finn Balor have safety over just continuing to wrestle, maybe with a possible concussion or bleeding. But yes, I don't think that they necessarily were weak. I just think comparing to night one is probably going to be the better show when you go back and watch a lot of the stuff. Keeping on, we're moving with the chat. Again, I want to just say real quick, become a zombie today as well, but kudos to everybody that was here last night and is here now tonight for this stream. I was really debating whether or not I wanted to do a stream. I wasn't sure if there would be a big turnout for it, but you guys really proved me wrong, and I'm glad you guys did. So thank you to all of you who were in the chat. I had a pretty good weekend this week. One of my films was accepted at my school. If you're new here as well, I go to school at Newman University in college, and it was actually accepted in one of the film festivals. And obviously, with Mania weekend, it's a big weekend for professional wrestling. So I appreciate you all being in here, and make sure to hit that subscribe button, man. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that red button and follow me wherever you can. Back Sister says we cannot say that Roman Reigns' championship run is boring because we're always interested to see how Roman will win. I do agree with you. As much as people want to disagree with you, we have to agree with you because everybody's going to want to see when Roman Reigns is finally going to lose the title. I think Ivan Koloff beat Sammartino too. He probably did. It's been a lot of wrestling tonight. I think he did though. Overall, good show. Just I can't see the positives of the main event. What a waste. I agree. I think you have that one moment. That one moment means a lot to make that switch, and I think WWE should have done that tonight. Jon Moxley comes back like demon. Joker, Jon Moxley. Is that what you're going with? That would be interesting, but Jon Moxley is staying at AEW for a while. How many stars will you give Roman versus Cody out of 5? I don't like doing star ratings. I'd go 4.5. I probably would have given it a 5 if Cody would have won, to tell you the truth. That's how much I like the match. And you're right, Boring Banana. There is no more blood allowed in WWE anymore. That's been a thing since 2008. What I will say, though, if we have to pick a match of the whole weekend, I am going to go with this one. Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey. Or not, sorry, not Ronda Rousey. Again, been a lot of wrestling. Charlotte Flair. I'm thinking of last year's WrestleMania. Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley was match of the night. And yeah, I really enjoyed this match. It was really physical. I really did. That was my match of the night for me. There was obviously so many good ones as well. You could basically say this one definitely could be a match of the night. Mysterio's going at it. Rollins and Logan Paul definitely could be a match of the weekend. This one as well could definitely be a match of the weekend. Even the main event could be considered match of the weekend. No matter about this ending as well, what you think of it or not. And I want to know your match of the weekends as well, guys, before we are nearing an hour right now. And I appreciate all of you being in the chat. Sammartino lost to Ivan Koloff, superstar Billy Graham. Yeah, okay. I know you know your history, Vito. I can trust you when it comes to that stuff. Become a zombie today. Thank you, Nightbot. Look, wrestling fans have a bad habit of ignoring what the good story is. It's one of those mediums that has its storytelling potential forgotten about a lot. This was a moment where we could have showcased wrestling's potential to tell stories on a global stage and now it's just another Roman win. Again, I say, what a waste. And it curbs, like usual. I don't disagree with you very often. I have to agree with you, man. I think Cody Rhodes should have won. Yeah, and again, you could easily kind of, whatever match you thought was match of the night or match of the weekend, you could kind of change because they were all very good. I don't think there was a lot of bad matches on this show where it was very bad, unless you were including McAfee versus Miz or Shane McMahon versus The Miz. Which match love more, day 1 main event or day 2 main event? That's tough to decide. I would say day 1, though, right now, in this moment. I might change my mind, though. I did love Cody and Roman, but that tag team match was amazing. Ray versus Dominic was also good. I agree. Bianca lifted Asuka up for the final move and legit spent 10 seconds trying to lift her. Asuka did not even move at all. Didn't even try to fight out. Weak sell. Balor gets kendo sticked and died. I was at Walmart when Sammy won. I think that's what you meant. Sammy and Kevin won, yeah. Ripley versus Charlotte was the best wrestling match I saw this weekend, but from the perspective of work rate plus story, I love the tag title match. Would have been Cody and Roman, but yeah, sorry. I'm going so hard on this. I'm just a little upset. I can't blame you. I can't blame you. I can't blame you at all. Which WrestleMania is your favorite? My favorite WrestleMania of all time is WrestleMania Goes Hollywood. Not this one, though. WrestleMania 21. That is my favorite WrestleMania of all time. Where Batista wins his first world title. John Cena wins his first world title. Taker and Orton. Michaels and Angle. First Money in the Bank ladder match. There's a lot of good stuff on that show. Solid matches overall. My bottom matches were Cena, Theory, and the women's four-way. I can't disagree with you with that either. That's, that makes sense. I was not a big fan of the Damage Control Team Becky match and Cena and Theory. I just felt they underdelivered a little bit in my estimation. And again, I'm not saying they were terrible matches either. They probably would have worked well on Raw or, maybe even another premium live event pay-per-view like Backlash. But it just didn't work. It just didn't work for me. Rey versus Eddie. Yes, Rey versus Eddie Guerrero opened WrestleMania 21, and it was also great seeing Rey Mysterio pay homage to Eddie Guerrero this weekend, which I really did enjoy because there's not many times when they're going to be able to pay homage to Eddie Guerrero like that. We have a few more ratings in for WrestleMania tonight. If you didn't already vote in my poll, I recommend you go do that right now. If you look on my channel in the community topic, we have this. What would you rate WrestleMania night? Well, I wonder if I could zoom in a little bit on this. I feel like it's kind of small for you guys. There we go. I think that looks better. Give me a thumbs up if that looks a lot better for you guys. What would you rate WrestleMania night 2? 59% of you said amazing show. 13% said good show. Not good, not bad, 19%. And terrible show was 9%. So pretty interesting stuff there. Pretty interesting ratings at least. I don't think it was amazing, but I don't think it was terrible. I think it was okay. What would you say about Omos versus Brock Lesnar? It was solid. I'll give it that, but it was opening for a reason because I don't think they were going to be able to beat some of the matches that were on the show tonight. And I don't really think it really added any value to what Omos is going to do next or what Brock Lesnar does next. WWE has now wasted their top 2 baby faces by losing to Roman. Garrison Heights, I don't know if you've been here before, but I appreciate you coming in here. We're talking about WrestleMania night 2. I appreciate you. Hit that subscribe button, become a zombie today, and join us talking about WrestleMania. And yeah, both the top baby faces in the company right now lost to Roman Reigns. Pretty crazy. It is pretty crazy to see that. Let me talk about positives. Asuka and Blair killed it despite the result being another wrong one. IMO. Ray and Dom was so fun. Dom had arguably my favorite entrance in Mania history. Ripley and Charlotte was great. Demon versus Edge gave me some good laughs with friends. Brock and Omos was fun. Drew, Gunther, and Sheamus, just bravo. Yeah, that triple threat match really carried tonight's show. Really good. 1 to 10, Miz versus Pat McAfee. I'll be generous, give it like a 7, I guess. I don't like really giving low ratings. I don't think there was I don't really think it had to be on the show. There could have been more time added to some of the matches. There's so many fans of India of Roman Reigns, and the popularity of Roman is on another level. Yes, you gotta. And at the end of the day, I get why they did it to having Roman retain because he is somebody that, is a star worldwide. I completely get it why he did end up retaining tonight. But at the same point, man, Cody's moment, you're not going to get too many of those to really showcase Cody Rhodes. So, again, I am a little bit heartbroken that we didn't get that moment tonight. I wish we did, but it just didn't happen. Oh man, I appreciate all your support tonight, guys. You guys are killing it tonight. Make sure go hit that like button, man. Support the channel as we talk about WrestleMania tonight. I appreciate all you guys, no matter where you are at. I know some of you are from different countries as well, or in the U.S., different time zones. Appreciate all of you. Who do you think beats Roman now? I think Cody gets a rematch. That's the only thing I can think of. That's the only one that's built up still for it. I think Cody comes back stronger. I feel like I should get my rating, so I'll rate both nights. Go right ahead, my man. Night 1, 9 out of 10. Night 2, 6.5 out of 10. I would say that's pretty fair, Curbs. I would say that's a pretty fair rating of both of them. Slow clap to those who watched to watch WrestleMania for Rock return. Yeah, that did not happen either. That did not happen. George Kittle showing up gave me to give it a 6. The -4 was time. Cody's undefeated streak is over. That is a good point to mention. Cody Rhodes was undefeated since coming back to WWE, and now that is over. Maybe that's why WWE did it as well. Miz, the first person to lose 2 matches at the same WrestleMania, and you're right. That they made history with that. So I guess that's why they did that tonight. That's probably why they decided to do that. Overall, though, I kind of want to pose this question. Maybe I should have made that a community post, but I wonder how you guys feel. Should WWE, or not should, but do you think this WrestleMania was better than WrestleMania last year, WrestleMania 38? Let me know right now in the chat what you guys think, whether you thought it was better or worse. Because I kind of think it was somewhat better. I mean, that WrestleMania last year was pretty cool, though, too, to see. We still got 12 people in the chat, man. I appreciate all of you so much. Feel like Cody's lost must be on the day of Vince's decision. I refuse to believe that the man that booked the best ever NXT booked that match. Possibly, man. Possibly. Fact Sister says yes. Vito Man also says yes. Absolutely not. But last year's was better. Okay. So we get a 2-to-1 rating right now. Got a 2-to-1 rating right now when it comes to that. Garrison Heights, do you think that we'll have an undisputed title and a new title for Raw and one for SmackDown? If there is a possible draft, there may be. Right now, I don't know because Roman is still champion. So, I mean, how do you get both belts off of him and make it make sense? I don't think there is a way to make it make sense, unfortunately. Honestly, yeah, just by virtue of how strong night 1 was, night 2 on its own doesn't stand. Yeah. I have to agree with Curbs there. Because this WrestleMania is unpredictable and the stage was stupendous. There's that word again, stupendous. I kind of like that word. Yeah. I do think this WrestleMania was unpredictable. There's no question about that. An extended layoff. Possibly. I don't know. Again, this just poses so many more questions for me. What happens now after WrestleMania? What is WWE going to do? Who's going to be in charge of creative? Is going to be a major question to ask as well. Because now we know that there could be a sale that could be happening very soon with UFC. How is that going to affect what happens with WWE? Now, I wish I had the answers, guys, but right now there is none. Right now there is none. Nakamura is gone like Boogs. Yeah. Well, Rick Boogs is still there, but I think their pairing was really good for both of them, and now they're both separated. So I don't know what's going on. Is night one better because of the good feel ending? No. Well, yes and no, technically. Yes, probably so, but no, also because night one had better wrestling quality than night two does. Do you think that perhaps Roman taking time off might have been a work? Yeah. I think it was just rumors that were worked up, to be honest, that Roman was taking time off. I think they were telling the dirt sheets and other people that report a lot of rumors and stuff, just they lied to them to work them. So I think that was I think that's what they did with that. Tune in to Monday Night Raw for some answers. Yeah, Vito, you hit it right on the nail on the head. Tune in to Monday Night Raw. Seth Rollins' losing streak is over. Nakamura's record this year 0-0. Boogs' record this year 2-0. Well, we got some undefeated streaks, I guess, going on. Actually, Nakamura did wrestle in Pro Wrestling Noah, I believe, against the Great Muta. So he technically would have a 1-0 score. I'm at least glad I recorded my live reaction to that main event. Listening back to that, heard myself turn from surprise to disappointment to anger. Yeah, I probably I might have a recording of it, but it was basically me just like this in shock. I was surprised. I really was. Because I think, again, a lot of people went into this thinking that Cody was going to be the guy. And that's not going to happen yet. I still think it will happen, but who knows? Who really knows? Bad Bunny versus Hornswoggle. I sure. I think no one is undefeated in WWE now. Technically, no. It's in the PWC chat when I called the Roman win. Yeah, there you go. That's wild. I mean, again, I am not all the way surprised that Roman retained, but I didn't want to see it. I don't know how many people did actually want to see it. Does Roman not being able to defend his title solo knock out Roman's title reign? No. He's at the end of the day, he's a heel. He doesn't really need to have help to win all the time. But a lot of the time as well, he does kind of need the Usos and Solo, but that's just really to keep the heel heat and keep him looking strong. Fact, sister, Roman won because WWE wants to complete his 1,000-day reign. And you're probably right. They want to continue that. I agree that I wanted Cody to win. It was just that Roman was so close to 1,000 days. And you guys are more than likely right that was it. I think I've checked out. I've read the results, but to me, I can no longer trust that WWE will provide good payoffs to their best stories on my TV screen, so I have no reason to keep watching. This result has retroactively ruined the last 9 months of TV I've watched. What I'll say to that is this. And in some respects, I do agree with you. When NXT call-ups went to the main roster, and either they completely changed or WWE didn't book them the right way, I kind of threw my hands up and I said, what's the point in investing to characters that we watch get built up and they have no good payoff? And honestly, I can't blame you. WWE has dropped the ball with some of the things. I think tonight should have been Cody Rhodes' night. I mean, one thing I was thinking of, especially tonight, because he wasn't even on the show. Extreme Rules, Bray Wyatt came back. Was one of the biggest things in the wrestling world. Nobody's talking about him now. Nobody cares. And I don't know if it's one person that is to blame. I don't think it is. But nobody wants to talk about Bray Wyatt because there's nothing going on. And it's sad because I loved Karrion Kross in NXT. He got called up, didn't know what they were doing with him, released. And there's so many others. Robert Roode was such a great heel in NXT. When he got called up to the main roster, he was a babyface. There's just so many things. I mean, I like what WWE has started to do with Johnny Gargano, but he was also not even on WrestleMania tonight. He was at Stand and Deliver, but he was not on WrestleMania. Bad Bunny versus Logan Paul at Backlash. Interesting. You watched WWE in TV or in arena because you are in arena? I'm not actually in an arena right now. But I have watched WWE at arenas. I was at Raw 30. I was at Extreme Rules recently. I also went to Battleground 2017, where Jinder versus Randy Orton was in the Punjabi prison. I went to NXT TakeOver Philly with Johnny Gargano and Andrade in the main event. Another guy kind of, did not really get the push that he should have got of Andrade. Did not really have the same value as he did in NXT. But I've been to a lot of shows. I was at Extreme Rules when Lesnar cashed in as well. At Elimination Chamber 2020, I was the last pay-per-view in front of fans before the pandemic, and then the pandemic hit a week later. Once again, the inability to properly book Bray Wyatt. Yeah. I think the biggest problem was he just didn't wrestle enough. If they would have put him in the ring, they could have. I think if they would have just had him wrestle more, that would have been better. Fact Sister, I usually watch WWE on television. I don't go to every show. I go to every show that's in Philadelphia, that's in Pennsylvania. Well, I don't go out of my way. I usually go because Philadelphia is about a half hour for me. So I usually go when I can. Gerb says, well, it's a little bit different for Bray. For Bray, the story was good for 2 weeks following his return. Bloodline, the story's been consistent. Best product on the show since August. Payoff is simply the wrong choice. I see the story, but it's a story that is less valuable than the opportunity he had tonight. And yeah, I mean, it was good for 2 weeks, and then it just kind of died down. And the Bloodline story has been great, but I mean, I don't really know where you go from here. Are we gonna have to wait till SummerSlam to see Roman lose the belts? We're gonna have to wait till next WrestleMania. I don't know. I've not watched the press conference yet because I'm live here. So I have no idea what's being said. And when will Bray Wyatt return? I don't know. I think he might be hurt right now. And I hope, nothing for the best. Hope anything, that he is healthy and he is okay. I'm wishing nothing but the best for him. But the character work right now needs to be a lot better, because nothing has really made sense with him since he has come back to the channel. We've gained also a couple subscribers tonight. I appreciate all of you that have kind of come in and have been a part. Mick Thompson, what is up, Mick? Is Cody done? No. Cody Rhodes is still going to be in WWE. I'll probably be at WrestleMania 40. And honestly, at this point, I don't know who the champion. You're going to probably be at WrestleMania 40, because I will probably be at WrestleMania 40 as well, because it's in Philadelphia. So that's awesome. Bo Dallas needs to return. Well, if he's Uncle Howdy, he's already returned. They struck unexpected gold when they inserted Sammy in the bloodline. It was supposed to be a 2-week thing. Vito is right. Vito is right. And it all comes back to Roman retaining the gold. And there's so many different situations that could go from here that, again, there's just so many ways that WWE could go about this. And, it's very interesting every way. We're going to bring up again the community poll, because we got a few more votes that kind of came in of what you would rate WrestleMania for tonight, for WrestleMania Night 2. Amazing show, 61%. Good show, 11%. Not good, not bad, 18%. Terrible show, 11%. And then also, what would you rate WWE WrestleMania Night 1? Amazing show, 80%. Good show, 12%. Not good, not bad, 5%. It sucked, 1%. Terrible show, 1%. That was out of 74 votes. So hopefully this one will also get 74 votes as well. And we can kind of see and kind of cross compare. But right now it's looking like Night 1 is definitely the better show. Why do they let Bianca keep the title? I thought that made sense. They're gonna make Bianca. They're gonna make Bianca the franchise of the women's division, and I have no problem with that. Since Cody lost, why not put the title on Sammy and have that moment? They wanted to keep the Uso match, so that was that. How many returns? But only Shane McMahon really returned, and Pat McAfee. Kind of weak, if you ask me. But I have no problem with them guys. Shane and Pat McAfee I love Pat McAfee on the commentary table, and I've liked Shane McMahon, but very random. Very random. To Sammy's credit, cream rise to the top. Wish WWE gave more talent opportunities. Completely agree. There are really two ways, Cody or Jay. One makes sense, but is very underwhelming and pointless. The other has almost no shot of happening. Regardless of the result, it is a missed opportunity. Become a zombie today. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. Night 1 better. I have to agree with you. Bianca versus Flair is on the radar. I wouldn't mind that either. SummerSlam. WWE has been sold and merged with UFC. That could very well happen. I don't know if that's officially happened right now. I don't think it would be official right now. But you never know at this point, man. I would not be surprised if it did happen later this week. But I don't know. I don't know. Shane's quad didn't return. And yeah, you got a point with that. They did not return. Overall, guys, as we kind of start to wrap up tonight, I thought that WrestleMania wasn't too bad. Vince picture Come on, I said something. Okay. I will check that in a second. Overall, watching your stream right now. Thank you. Thank you, Eric. Shane steps in the ring for a few minutes and tears a quad, like father, like son. Tragically, yes, there is a tragedy to that. Shane is in his father. Hashtag blown quads. Fact sister, are you a hater of Roman Reigns? Hell no. I love Roman Reigns, man. You just think tonight was the wrong night to have him retain. Roman is awesome, though, man. Roman is probably one of my favorite wrestlers right now, if not the favorite wrestler when he comes out. He is the man. But yeah, guys, you kind of sum things up. This WrestleMania weekend was not bad. I think there's a lot of good and a lot of bad that came from this show, and probably minus bad. Well, I don't even know what I'm talking about at this point. I thought a majority of it was pretty good, though. I wish that Roman Reigns would have dropped the titles to Cody, but we still had a great tag team main event. Rhea Ripley and Charlotte killed it. Rollins and Logan Paul. I'm probably missing some. Gunther, Drew McIntyre, Sheamus was great as well. I think WrestleMania Goes Hollywood was a success. I enjoyed the show a lot, and I think it was definitely a step up from what WWE did a year ago at WrestleMania 38. Night 1 was better than night 2. I have to agree, Mick. I also feel that I should clarify. Roman is awesome, but big Roman Reigns fan, but I'm a fan of good stories. WWE, they did kind of shoot themselves in the foot with this, the way they build it. And yeah, I do have to agree with you. You know, Roman is a heel. He is going to cheat to win, but I think tonight should have been Cody's night. What is your favorite title belt? The big gold belt, the big world title that Triple H held, and Ric Flair, and many others held. Batista. I love the way that title looks. Overall, 8 out of 10 for me. It is 1:20 in the morning right now for me, guys. We are talking about professional wrestling, and I love it. I love all of you so much for coming in here tonight and voicing your opinion on what you thought about WrestleMania, as we kind of talk about here live on the channel. I appreciate everybody that came in for tonight and yesterday night talking about WrestleMania. Please listen to Nightbot. Nightbot. Follow the link or just hit the subscribe button under Down Belief. I'm so tired right now. Hit that subscribe button and join the nation of zombies. Become a zombie today, man. And hit those post notifications as well. Make sure you have notifications on. What is your favorite tag team? My favorite tag team of all time probably is the Hardys. And yeah, WrestleMania Night 2 is in the books. I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate you all so much again for coming in here tonight and really making this special. I really appreciate all of you so much. I will be live some point during this week. I've decided I am going to go live. Like I said last night, it was a pleasure to talk smart wrestling minds like yourself, Graves. That I appreciate that, Curbs, as well. And as well, everybody, real quick, I know I am going to sign out of here, but I do want to bring up something real quick before I do get out of here. That is not what I wanted to open on my computer. I do have a Discord. So if you do want to chat with me more and you want to chat with other people more that are also on this channel, I highly recommend joining. And I'm going to try to pull it up real quick and send it into the chat for you guys before we get out of here tonight for WrestleMania. Again, big props to everybody that coming in. If you got friends that love the business as well, tell them to hop in here, man. Join the channel as we're on the rise. We're on the come up. And thank you to whoever's sending like heart emojis in the chat. I have no idea you could do that, so thank you for that as well. Discord is in the YouTube chat right now. I want to see if I can put that on Twitch as well before we sign out of here. Let me see. My screen is so zoomed in. I can't pull it up. There we go. Oh, that's why. There we go. All right, let me pull up the link as well so I can just send it onto Twitch as well. Oh, TikTok is banned in your country. I did not know that. That's wild. It's 10:50 a.m. where you live, man. That's wild. And thank you, Eric Stanley, for coming in. Again, thank you, Defect, Sister, Vito Man, Mick Thompson. Curbs is live always with the great fantasy booking as well. Garrison Heights, thank you for coming in as well. Stephen Chambers, Boring Banana, everybody that came in tonight, thank you so much. iFamily, you guys are killing it. I'm going to be live again during the week at some point, so make sure you have notifications on. And I will see you all very soon on the Anthony Graves Pod. Love you all so much. And I'll be back very, very soon. Thank you all so much.
Are you looking for new professional wrestling content? Then look no further than the Anthony Graves. Join the community right now by searching the Anthony Graves Pod onto YouTube and hitting that subscribe button. And by doing so, you join the community of zombies and walk among the tombstones on the Graveayrd Shift podcast. And what do you expect to see? I got you covered. Professional wrestling news, rumors, updates, and live show reviews. We cover all the latest reports in the wrestling world every Tuesday and Thursday night on YouTube, as well as live in-studio shows at WNUW 98.5 FM. Not to mention professional wrestling interviews with professional wrestlers and wrestling clips. And that's just the surface. It doesn't begin to include gaming streams every Friday night and live shows at places like Bertucci's in Springfield, Pennsylvania, and at other wrestling conventions. It's the place to be for all your favorite professional wrestling content. Become a zombie today and join the Anthony Graves Pod. I'll see you there.